Hello Virgo, Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the next 6 months. We are looking at the rest of the year. Virgo, how are you? Thanks so much for clicking here. Virgo, we've got a couple of decks we're going to use. We are using Tarot of Dreams, and we're also using the Wild Reflections Tarot deck. If I need any other deck to qualify or quantify anything that's going on here, I will use one of these other smaller decks to clarify further than that. And so we're going to read the next 6 months, and then we're going to give you some advice for the overall 6 months here. And there will be an extended after this because these have been kind of long readings, and it's going to take us into the extension. So if you're interested in the extended, please look in the pinned comment. Let's find out what's going on for you, Virgo. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Excuse me. Tell me about Virgo. Tell me about Virgo. We've got July, August, September, October, November, December, and then we've got advice. Advice overall for the month. So there's some sort of an opportunity that's showing up in the month of July for you here. It does feel like it is monetary or an opportunity for something to change, or for you to accept an opportunity that is going to give you stability in the 3D world. So this could be material wealth, this could be good health. It feels like an opportunity here that is going to allow you to begin something new that's going to bring results, good, solid results. Bottom of the deck we have here is the Five of Swords. I feel like I'm supposed to tell you to be cautiously optimistic over the next 6 months. I think that you will be anyway, to be honest. But I feel like with the Five of Swords being here, it feels like you should question everything. Not to the point where you're getting into arguments, but I feel don't be scared to step up and ask the hard questions. Whatever's going on in your head, and that means the intrusive thoughts as well. So don't be afraid to ask questions about all of that. Let's talk about this energy for July. Tell me about July for Virgo. Tell me about this Ace of Pentacles, please. What is this opportunity? Something here is beginning brand new. It's a brand new opportunity for you. What kind of opportunity is this? We have the Devil energy. Again, I said cautiously optimistic. And so I feel like the Devil energy is you like not wanting to go into anything blind, but also your spidey senses tingling. Feels like you have a little bit of doubt, or you won't believe it until you see it. We have the Six of Cups energy here because of something that has happened in the past. It feels like you are pulling out of your memory bank something that was similar to this situation, and you're like, wait a second, I don't know, this happened before, and I remember a time in the past that's in my memory bank here, a nostalgic time in the past where I ended up stuck to a contract, or I ended up, we've got somebody here who's chained to something. So maybe you didn't read the fine print and you got stuck in a contract that you couldn't get out of, or it feels like you have, it feels like cautious optimism. Optimistic because the Ace of Pentacles is presenting itself, but cautious because I feel like this is, it's like it's raising red flags for you a little bit with the Six of Cups being here. It's like, is this coming back around again? Because I don't want to be taken this way again. It feels like you have some experience with whatever this is. Tell me about this. We do have the Knight of Cups. Okay, so it does feel like there is something here that feels good. I'm going to say it feels good. It feels like you'll like it. For some of you here, it could be somebody from your past. I'm just going to say with the Knight of Cups present with the Six of Cups, it could be that that there is somebody possibly that you feel attached to, or feels attached to you, somebody who's unable to let go of you because of nostalgia, or maybe you're unable to let go of them. It feels like there is some sort of new opportunity, possibly in romance, that could be showing itself. The Ace of Pentacles, for those of you who are not looking at this as a romantic reading, is that I feel like this Knight of Cups tells me that your intuitive energy, Six of Cups, whatever you know from the past, it tells me that this is the optimistic part of it. I feel like you are going to be very specific and careful. You can see this person is playing chess, right? And I feel like it does feel like a good opportunity. So I'm going to say go ahead and pursue it cautiously, but optimistically. Put your whole heart bought into it. It does feel like something that is going to make you feel good or make you feel positive or optimistic or hopeful about whatever is going on in the future here. I'm going to say that use whatever you have in the mind from the past, because the Six of Cups is here, whatever nostalgically has happened in a situation where there's a new opportunity showing up here. And it feels like it could be a job, it could be financial, it could be, can you put money into, or maybe playing the stock market or investing in something. It could be that if, for those of you who this isn't, you don't have any, maybe you're married, but it feels like, that if it's not love for you, it feels like it could be something that I feel like you're supposed to rely on what you already know about the situation, and don't get caught in a contract that you're going to be stuck to for months or possibly a year, right? Months for me are the cups, and the knight has 1 cup, and then we have 6 cups. So that's 7 months, but we also have a pentacle for me, which is a year. So be careful that you're not chained to or stuck to some sort of a contract that you aren't aware of all of the fine print. And I'm saying contract because I feel like this contract takes place in the month of August. So we've got the Ace of Swords, which is getting clarity, reading the fine print. It's also, the contract, right? It could be, now for those of you who are dealing in this as love, it could be a life contract, but others of you, this could be a work contract. It could be a tender. It could be a new opportunity for a new job. And it looks really good from a distance and it feels good, but you're going to have to make a decision based on what you already know, or what you can dig up, what you understand, the clarity that you get, all of the fine print that you go through. Make sure that you're going through all the fine print. Tell me about the Ace of Swords. We've got the Ace of Cups. Tell me about the Ace of Cups. I feel like this is sort of shocking or surprising. Like this feels like good news. Something that you're very excited about. It makes you internally elated, happy, emotionally happy. It makes you look like it feels like an exhale, like, oh my gosh, finally doors are opening for me. Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups, Page of Cups, Ace of Cups and Pentacles, right? Ace of Pentacles. Finally, doors are opening up for me here. I feel like as you get into July and August, things are finally starting to move in the direction you were hoping that they would. The breakthroughs start to come. You start to gain momentum. You start things that you've been learning or hoping for or being careful about or grabbing all the data about. It feels like it all is in vibration now. So we have a really high vibration that shows up for you in the month of August. The sun is here. And when the sun is here, you can make good decisions because the sun, nothing hides under the sun. So you have great clarity. I would say a lot of clarity because we've got the Ace of Swords, which is clarity, plus we have the sun. So I feel like you're safe to do whatever it is that you're going to do here. You will make that decision for yourself, of course, but it does feel like this is going to give you growth. So you're at the beginning of things, right? We've got the aces here, 3 of them. We've got the Cups of Swords and the Pentacles. You're at the beginning of something here that looks like it's a really good opportunity for growth and happiness because the sun is both of those. We do have the King of Wands. I think that you will take the opportunity. I think that you see it as a good opportunity in the future, that it makes you motivated. It makes you not only happy that this new opportunity has presented itself, but I feel like you've grown up. Like I feel like the King of Wands energy within you, whether you have a major fire placement or not, it feels like the King of Wands tells me you've mastered something. Maybe you've got a master's, maybe you've got a bachelor's, but it feels like the King of Wands is telling me you've mastered your passion. So you're not taking risks. You're not taking anything other than educated risks. And I really love that the sun is showing up with the King of Wands and the Ace of Swords, because this tells me you are taking maybe small risks, but you're taking educated risks because you don't want to put the whole kingdom at risk, right? Your kingdom, whatever the kingdom is that you carry. And so I feel like you're feeling motivated, feeling like you're standing in your power, that this is something that is going to be good for you, is going to give you a lot of growth. Tell me why the Ten of Wands is here in September. Tell me why the Ten of Wands is here in September. Got the Four of Pentacles. We've got the Page of Swords. And we have the Death card. Okay, so I feel like you are going to be learning something new. Learning something new in the month of September. It does feel like I'm supposed to tell you to balance your time, balance your energy, hold back where you can. It feels like if this is a new opportunity that we're talking about that shows up in July that you end up locking into in August, it could be that I'm talking about, that they might send you off for schooling, right? You might have to take courses, you might have to take university courses, might have to upgrade your stuff. And it feels like this could possibly lead you to burnout. So I'm going to say don't go too fast, because we are looking at Sagittarius energy. Don't go too fast. And if you do go fast, I'm going to say make sure that you hold back in places where you're supposed to. Make sure that you're not overextending yourself, because it will lead to burnout. So I feel like in some things you're supposed to hold back. This also might be a time where you feel very pressured financially. And maybe this is because sometimes when we start a new job or whatever, we're caught in the middle of a pay cycle, and you might have to go 2.5 weeks or maybe a month without pay. So this also might be a time where you're feeling sort of under pressure financially, trying to save money, or glad that you did save money. So it does feel like with the Page of Swords that there is probably schooling, or there is some information that shows up to tell you that there is something more that you need to learn. I think that you need to be prepared, because it feels like you might be going back to school, or updating yourself, upgrading your information. It feels like this Death card here is telling me that it is all for your learning, like it's for transformation purposes. So I feel like the Death card is here because the way of life that you had, whatever you were doing, whatever your job was before, everything is completely changed, I want to say. And it is the Death card that changes everything. It feels like you can see that all of these horses are running around. This guy's standing in the midst of all the horses here. All the horses are running around, and there's a lot of stormy skies. So I'm going to say that with this Ten of Wands being here, it feels like you're under pressure, because so many things are moving so quickly. You feel like you're getting trampled. You can barely keep up. Maybe you can barely keep up financially. It feels like September might be a month of exhaustion for you. So be aware of your energy reserves, I'm going to say. Look, everything's changing, and it's supposed to. I think this is your destiny. This is your divine path, and it feels like your life is expanding. But I also feel like it's, a lot of things are ending here. So transformation is here. That means life is not the same the way that it's ever been. It's never going to be the same. I feel like you probably are holding back, trying to save money, because it is a lot of education, a lot of time, maybe a lot of travel. Maybe, you're stuck in this place where maybe you have to move, right? So possibly you have to have, 2 months rent, or you have to sell your house and buy a new house, which is going to leave all of your finances in the air for a while. So it feels like while it's going to be a little bit turbulent while your transformation is taking place, but I want to say with the Page of Swords, as long as you stay open to learning the lesson rather than feeling overwhelmed, burnt out, or other, I'm going to say that everything is going to work out as it should. I think that everything here is falling into place because of whatever is coming up in October. And October, I feel, is when your true manifestation shows up. It feels like now you've been through the schooling, or you've been through the upgrade, or whatever it is that they wanted you to learn in order to get this new opportunity that you've already signed the contract for. The Magician is here to tell you you're magic, right? You're in this alchemizing sort of energy where you have all the resources, all the stability, you have all the aces in hand. The only ace that we're missing here is the Ace of Pentacles, Cups, Swords. We're missing Wands. So we don't have the Ace of Wands, except for the one that's in the hand of the King. So tell me about the Magician. Tell me about the Magician, please. Got October. We've got the Eight of Swords, we've got the Nine of Swords, and we have the World card. So I feel like this is going to be a magic show. Don't look behind the curtain. I feel like you're trying to show everybody the brave face. You're showing everybody that things are going fine, everything's going fine. But really what's going on behind the curtain is this. It feels like you're sort of up in your head. You feel like your hands are tied. I don't feel like I'm doing enough. Feels like you feel as though things aren't going the right way. You're worrying about everything. It feels like that worry will come to an end as you reach some sort of a milestone or an achievement, which could be that you are graduating with your master's, graduating with your bachelor's. It feels like you are graduating something, and I feel like you hold it all together as the magician does on stage. So, you know, the magician is hoping that everything is going to go the way it's supposed to go so they can keep the illusion. And I think that's exactly what you're doing in the month of October. So it feels like this Nine of Swords is that really underneath the surface and behind the curtain. I feel like you are really worried. You're losing sleep. You're getting ready in this mental burnout mode is what it feels like here. You feel like your hands are tied. There's really nothing you can do because you've accepted the contract and you must carry on. I feel like you think people are mad at you or that you're not doing enough. Like, it feels like a very tumultuous kind of month for you until the World card shows up. And the World card shows up, it's because this is major arcana. You don't have control over it. This is going to come to an end. But I feel like it's going to come like full circle is what it feels like. So you go through this tumultuous time, but I feel like as you move into the end of October, that you reach some sort of achievement or a milestone here that takes some of the pressure off. And so it feels like as you move into November that things are a little bit more balanced, I would say. A little bit more balanced. I feel like the heart space is better here. It feels like you are back in love with what you're doing is what it feels like, because the Ace of Cups is here and it's a surprise, and I feel like there's this surprise opportunity for growth, and the sun is out and everything's happy, and you know, we're in the honeymoon stage of all of the things that are beginning to come together. But in order for you to move forward to something brand new, something has to end. And so I feel like the end of the month coming up in September leads to October, and as things start to fall apart when the Death card shows up, I feel like that's where you end up in this energy of don't look behind the curtain, everything's fine. But I feel like you're getting ready to hit burnout stage here, mental burnout. I want to say this feels like it's physical burnout, but this feels like it's mental burnout. So I feel like physical and mental burnout here. It feels like that things come back into balance here in November. Tell me about November, please. The Ace of Cups for Virgo. We've got the Ten of Wands. Yeah, there it is, right? We've got the Page of Cups. There it is. And we've got the Strength. Look, you faced your fears. I kind of like it. What this all accumulates to is you feeling like awesome in the month of November. We've got the Ten of Wands, and the Ten of Wands is telling me you're dropping burdens, right? We have the nines here. Oh, we have the 10 here, right? We've got the 9, the 8 and the 9 here. We've got the 10 of Wands here, and it tells me that this is a place where you can finally drop the burdens, because now you're at the beginning of something again. It feels like with this Page of Cups here that there is some sort of burden that is lifted from you, and it feels like you're starting to feel better in the heart space. You're starting to feel more expansive in the heart space. You're starting to really love what you do. It feels like you're getting sort of a rhythm. I want to say that you've got this rhythm, and you're like, you know, I don't mind if the Ten of Wands is here now. Here it kind of made you panic a little bit, but I don't mind if the Ten of Wands is here, because I know that what comes next is the Ace. And so we were missing the Ace of Wands, right? And so what comes next is the Ace of Wands, and I feel like it comes in this place of the Page of Cups, which is good news. So I feel like the good news is, I don't think anything got easier. I think you got stronger. And that's the truth for life. Things don't get easier. You just get stronger. You end up facing your fears. You end up finding more courage. And it feels like you are, again, once in this space of being cautiously optimistic, because the Page of Cups is good news. It is happiness. It is the beginning of, I'm really gonna like this. Because you faced your fears, because you went through this hardship of things ending, falling apart, so they could come back together, so you could achieve what you are achieving here. I feel like in the month of November, you start to feel stronger. You start to feel like you can face anything. You can face your fears here. The Lion and the person on this Strength card both have their eyes closed. And so this doesn't only give me courage or the strength to hold on, but it also gives me the strength to face my fear of the dark, or face my fear of whatever I'm the most afraid of. And I feel like the lion is sort of the expression of what you're most afraid of. I feel like you learn, you don't necessarily get stronger, but you do learn how to balance things a little better, because now the Ace of Wands shows up, and now we have all four, aces, which are in the hand of the magician. So I feel like you've decided, okay, well, I've got more excitement now for whatever is growing for me over the last 4 months. I'm starting to get to this place where I'm starting to really love what I do. I'm starting to love to get up in the morning and feel courageous, knowing that yes, things could be a shit show, things could go left or go right, but now I have the courage to be able to hold on or drop the other 9 wands in order to carry the ace around here. Tell me why the devil is here. In December, we've got Capricorn, which is the devil. I want to say that it's an illusion as well. I feel like in December that you feel as though you are caught or trapped, but I'm going to say that the door of the cage has been open the whole time here. It might be financially here. Tell me about the devil. We have the Six of Wands. We have the Two of Cups. And we have the Judgment card. So it does look like here that this Devil card is a representative of doubt about the intrusive thoughts that you have. I feel like that's sort of where this comes in. And I feel like this is an energy. The Five of Swords feels like you're fighting against, your finances are dwindling, and it feels like this is the fight. It feels like you're fighting against your mental burnout. You're fighting against your emotional or physical burnout. It feels like this doubt here is connected to the Six of Wands, and the Six of Wands is finally getting across the finish line, because the Six of Wands is coming back from the fight, coming back from the war, coming back from this cycle that was really turbulent, where things that came to kill you only made you stronger. And it feels like now people are seeing the traction that you're gaining. But I feel like it's at the beginning of a new cycle for you, so it feels really weird. It feels like people are coming to you as the subject matter expert. People are asking you questions, and it feels like you have doubt still because you've just learned all of this stuff. Like, it feels like you're carrying a lot at this time, but I also feel like you're getting a lot of attention from the people around you. It feels like you're again, holding the Ace of Wands. I feel like it's the Ace of Wands that's been giving you the power. Ace of Wands is here, right? We weren't seeing the Ace of Wands at all, except for in the hand of the king. And I feel like the Ace of Wands is really what is pushing you forward, like powering you forward here. So it does feel like the Ace of Wands comes with the Two of Cups here. It does feel like now you feel equal. I'm going to say because you've gone through whatever this is, which I do feel has to do with upgrading, education, getting a new job, hitting the ground running. Maybe you were in the service industry before and now you're in the corporate world, and maybe you're selling pharmaceuticals and you had to go and learn about all of the different types of drugs that you are going to be taking to the doctor's offices, right? And so it feels like something that looked insurmountable that you thought would never work out for you. So I feel that it's going to be a place where you have a little bit of doubt in the mind, but it makes sense that you do. But I feel like people are seeing you as an equal here because the Six of Wands is here. They're seeing you as the subject matter expert, the person who's been through it all, who just came out of all of this education for this new drug that's showing up. And of course, that's just a metaphor, but the Two of Cups tells me people see you as their equals. Now they see you as somebody that they know they can go to get the information that's going to add to the information that they already have. So you're exchanging information. They like you, you like them. It feels like it's a good feeling of, now I'm talking to doctors on their level, whereas before I might have been in the service industry. So it feels like that. Everything is changing here with the Judgment card. It feels like you, I want to say that the judgment that you're feeling is probably the judgment of self, but I also feel like the Judgment card coming up in December is telling me that, the old you is gone. And you've been resurrected into someone who is bigger, faster, better, stronger, somebody who, when they started out in July, had no idea of how good it could end up when we get to December. But Judgment is about you being resurrected. And so it's about shining up that old piece of silver or that old piece of gold that was sitting in grandma's basement, and you end up shining it up, and all of a sudden it's worth you take it somewhere and it's worth $100,000. Like, it feels like that's what the Judgment is. It feels like you are still the same person. You're still the same person who had something end back here completely. Something ended, right? So something else could begin. And I feel like now you're welcoming the Judgment. Now you're understanding the Judgment. You understand why you had to go through this tumultuous time, that why the old you had to die so the new you could be resurrected, bigger, faster, better, stronger. So this is your energy, Virgo, Pisces energy. And so I feel like you are you're now in this place where you are very much understanding why all of this had to happen. So it feels successful. I'm just going to say, on the whole, it feels successful. It feels like going into July that you end up seeing this opportunity from a distance that looks really shiny, that looks really good. But I want to say that please check it out before you say no. Instead of saying no right away, make sure that you go over the analytics and make sure that you check out all the things and make sure that you do the assessment and the reassessment and assess it again. Because I feel like there's some sort of really good opportunity showing up here that you may not see as a really good opportunity until the beginning or mid August. So I'm going to say, don't say no immediately, but I feel like it's an opportunity to grow you into the King of Wands, and you might not see that right away, but I feel like it is going to grow you into having your own kingdom. And for me, having your own kingdom means maybe they're giving you all this education so you can go, overseas and open up a division overseas, or it feels like it leads to something that you end up looking like the person who's on the throne. You end up being the CEO or the vice president or the COO or the CFO. You end up being the person that everybody comes to with their questions because you're the one that has all the analytics. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go into the extended here. If you guys want to come into the extended, we're going to talk about the outcome here and what your advice is. We do have the Six of Swords, we have the King of Cups, and we have the Lovers here. It does feel like there might be something showing up as a choice in love for you here. The Six of Swords tells me that there is transition is still going on, but this time I feel like the transition could possibly be in love. We're going to look at this, and we're going to look at that in the extended, in the membership area. If you want to go to the membership area and be part of the membership, please go to the pinned comment, which is above all of the comments at the very top under this video. There's also links there if you are interested in a private reading. In those private readings, the pre-recorded readings, I do have a 3-month reading where I do 3 months and I go over it week by week in detail. So if you're interested in that and knowing what's coming up for you specifically, because please remember, this is a general reading. It's not for everybody. It's not going to resonate for everybody, and it probably can't. This is all future stuff, y'all. Just because it doesn't resonate now, it doesn't mean it's not going to resonate in the future. It hasn't happened yet. So we're going to go into the extended. We're going to talk about this here, and we're also going to do a different love reading as well. We're going to talk a little bit more about love if you'd like to know about that. Bottom of the deck, we have you in transition, my friend. That's where we start. We have you in transition to something new here. Not only are you the King of Wands, feminine or masculine, you are also the King of Cups. And so you have grown quite a bit here. And I think that possibly you have to make a choice. Some of you, it's just a choice. Some of you, it's a choice in love or an emotional choices coming up. So if you'd like to see me over at the extended, please click on that link. And I'll be back because I'm always back, and you guys take care of yourselves. And yes, I will be back with your weeklies. Schedule's going to be all over the place. Make sure that you hit the bell icon so you know when I'm uploading. I'm going to go for now. See you guys. Bye-bye.